Good morning, students. Once again, we are here with today's class, and today's topic we are going to discuss from chapter number 5 exceptional supply curve, time period, and movement along supply curve. These topics we are going to discuss today. So, I hope you will understand these topics. These are very easy one. I hope you have understood that previous topics which I have explained in the previous video yesterday. So I hope if any doubt is there in any topic, you can write me in comment section. I can give the solution to you, or I will add that particular topic in the next video if you are not understanding the particular one. So let us start today's topic without wasting time. So first topic we are going to discuss the time period and supply. So students, we know well that time period is having three kind of time periods we are having in economics. Market period means very short run, and second one short run, and third one is long run. So if we are discussing about these three, so market period is the period which is very short, or very short run period is known as market period. Why it is known as market period? Because supply is fixed, means we cannot increase the supply. Whatever the stock, whatever the producer has produced, that much only can be supplied in the market. There is no chances of improvement in the supply of the stock. So for example, we can take that vegetables or all the perishable goods, the stock is fixed, we cannot change the stock, or if one time we have produced. One simple example I can give you, that during that festive season, suppose Raksha Bandhan is there, and then we need, or that Eid is there, then we need milk for sivai or that dishes. So then what will happen, that milk what is being produced cannot be increased. So what will happen, that supply will be same, but to manage the demand, that prices may be up and up. So in this way the demand may be managed. So in this supply is vertical, means there is no change in supply, or no possibility is there of changing in supply in case of market period, because it is very short run, and usually that producer is producing that perishable goods may be there, or maybe vegetables, maybe fruits, means or that agricultural crops which cannot be increased after that particular time, or whatever the stock is there with that producer, that only he can supply. Nothing can be produced more to fulfill the demand of the commodity. So this is known as market period, or very short run period, where supply cannot adjusted even a single moment, or even a single step we cannot adjust the supply. Whatever the stock, only that we have to clear. Even a single commodity we are not having extra from that one. So I hope you understood that supply is having the vertical line. While vertical line, because we cannot increase the supply. Whatever the stock, that only we can sell out in the market. That will clear in that graph which I, or that curve which I'll tell you afterwards. First let me explain all three conditions together. So next we are going to discuss short run. So short run is that period where we can adjust the supply little bit. Little bit means suppose you are a producer and you are having one shift of your firm, then you can have, in place of one, two shift you can have, or you can offer the overtime to your workers, and then a little bit supply may be adjusted. But you cannot increase the supply this much quantity, so that your supply is known as short run supply. Or we can say, so that you are not having enough money for additional machines, you are not having that enough money for additional plant. So these things are not possible. What is possible? Only we can increase that working hours of the workers, or we can have two shift. So like this, little bit supply can be adjusted, and we are not having that enough resources to adjust supply fully, or we cannot just do doubles or triple, or means multiply of supply is not possible in the short run period. So we can go through with the help of that figure. I'll explain after that Third one, long run, let me explain first, then I'll explain together with the help of this figure number 4 in your book. So I am going to discuss now long run. Long run is a period where we can adjust all that scale of production. All the scale of production means machines, plants, whatever is required, or whatever supply we are willing to increase, we can increase. There is no problem. So we are having that flatter supply curve in comparison to short run, because in short run little bit we can adjust, in long run whatever we want we can adjust according to our need. So we can just multiply the supply by having new plants, by having new machines, or additional workers we can have. All these things are possible in long run, because producer is having enough time to adjust the supply. So there are three conditions: very short where no adjustment, short run where little bit adjustment but not can be multiplied, and another one is long run where supply can be multiplied by adding new machines, by adding extra workers, and according to that demand of the market we can adjust the supply. So now we are going to discuss this figure. We can explain. Sorry for that one. Let me explain this one. Okay, so it will take time. So yes, so one thing we can say, so first SS1, so this one indicates market period supply, or very short period supply. So what is here? We can see here price either here. So here P, P1, P2, P3. So we are having 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 price we are having, but all these 3 prices are having no change in supply. Why they are not having any change in supply? Because supply cannot be adjusted in a single step. What does it mean? It means that only stock whatever is produced can be used for the supply in the market. Beside that, even a single unit of commodity cannot be produced by the producer. So that is known as market period supply or very short run supply. You can understand in the case of perishable goods like milk, vegetables, fruits, means production cannot be, or agricultural products, that production cannot be increased after producing one time. We cannot have extra commodity, even a single commodity we are not having extra. So I hope you understood. Market period supply means supply is having the straight line, means there is no change in the supply. Why no change? Because that stock only we are adjusting in, during the very short period. Producer is not having the time to increase even a single unit of production. Why? Because he is having stock only. Further production is not possible of the commodity. Maybe the perishable goods like milk, like vegetables, like fruits, after production one time it is not possible to increase even a single unit extra. So I hope first one you understood. Now I am going for second one. Now we can go through SS2. See here SS2. What is SS2? It shifts from here to here, means it is short period supply or short run supply. So whatever the things are added here, that shift from one shift it became 3 shift, 1, 2, 3. Then supply had been adjusted, or maybe 1 to 2, it depends on that demand. So he can adjust the shift only, he cannot have any new machines. New machines are not possible, new plants are not possible. What is possible only? He can increase the number of workers, he can he can change the shift, or he can increase the working hours for the workers. That's why that production may be increased or supply may be increased. So supply previously it was here, then he had adjusted till here. So according to that price, if price is increasing little bit, then supply is also increasing. we can say. So means as well as the price is increasing, he can give extra money to that workers or overtime to the workers, and then he can have extra production. But that new workers are not possible, new machines are not possible, new plants are not possible. So we can say P, P1, P2. So where these prices, there was no possibility of any other production, but now that producer can produce that commodity. Now we are discussing about third case, SS3. So we can see here SS3. So from here to here it come. So here that producer is having that new plants he can adjust, new machines he can adjust, new workers he can adjust. So number of workers is not a problem, new plant is not a problem, new machines is not a problem. So whatever the supply, suppose he want to make the supply 10 times. What happened? He want to multiply 10 times, then he can. Why he can? Because he can purchase the new machines, he can purchase the new plant, he can appoint the new workers, because he is having enough time, long period of time, long period is there for adjusting the supply. So all these three cases are adjusted. Let me conclude one more time, that will clear. First case, that supply is perfectly inelastic, either any price the supply cannot be adjusted because only stock can be utilized. Further production is not possible, new production is not possible in this case. Second one, production is possible by overtime, by increasing the shift, but new workers and new machines are not possible. And third one, new machines, new workers, new shifts, everything is possible, and he can multiply the supply 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, whatever he want he can. So these are the market run, short run and long run. Market run means very short period where perishable goods like agricultural products supply cannot be adjusted. And second thing, that short run period, in that time period or that working hours may be increased, double shift may be there of the workers, so that they can increase the production, but they cannot multiply the production. And third one is long run, in that producer is having enough time to adjust the supply according to them. So now we are going the next towards the next topic, and that is exception of supply curve. And there are two exceptions. First one is backward sloping curve, and second one is vertical supply curve. So vertical supply curve, I will make you adjust from that one. So first we are going to discuss about backward sloping curve. So what is backward sloping curve? When that supply terms negative in place of increment in supply, that goes decrement in that one. So usually according to law of supply, the supply curve is having the positively sloped, means as well as the price will increase, the supply will increase. But in case of workers, whenever they are having the less salary, they are working more, and whenever they are getting high salary, they are working more, and whenever they are having very high salary, so what will happen? They want more leisure hours. So we can understand with the help of example. See here, we have taken here P and P1. So while the price was P, it was increasing with the price P0, P1. So like that, this was supply was increasing. But while it reached on point T, or that salary became satisfactory, and afterwards what happened here, that increasing the working hours. So we have taken here quantity and labor hours. So as well as the salary increasing, the labor hours are increasing. But whenever the salary or that wage rate became high, so what will happen? Here it will happen that we can see, so that these working hours want to reduce by the worker. So after this limit, that workers want to decrease the working hours. So this is known as backward supply curve. According to law of supply, it should increase like that, but according to this concept, as well as the salary become high, then they want less working hours in place of more working hours. As well as you have seen that workers which are coming, they have to work from morning till evening 6 o'clock, and MD or that managing director is coming for 3 years, 2 years. There is no foundation of working hours for MD. So we can understand this one with the help of this backward sloping curve. In case of working hours, supply curve is backward slope if we are going through that wages of that workers. So I hope you understood how it is negatively sloped. As well as the salary will increase, that workers want more leisure hour, and previously they were working more and more while the salary was increasing, but after the satisfaction level, when the salary became high, but then they want more leisure hour, means they want less working hours. So that is known as backward supply curve. That is the exception of law of demand. Now I am going again on the topic that vertical supply curve. So here we can understand with the help of this diagram itself, vertical supply curve. So here we are watching, suppose this is supply of agricultural products. Agricultural products means we have taken wheat, we have taken rice, something else. So whatever the production is done, that is on one time, and whatever the price may be there, P1, P2, P3, P4, any price we can take, on these prices supply cannot be increased. Why supply cannot be increased? Because production of wheat or rice or any agricultural products may not be again. One time the crop has been grown, then crop cannot be grown again immediately. So the price is not a matter, supply cannot be adjusted. So that is also known as vertical supply curve, where the supply cannot be adjusted. Either the price is low or high, it cannot affect the supply. According to law of supply, what it states? It states that when the price will increase, supply will increase. But in case of agricultural products, from where we will get the supply if they have given all that products one time? So how it will be adjusted? Or total production is fixed, we cannot change that production in case of agricultural products. So either the price is low or high, that quantity of the commodity cannot be increased, whatever is produced. And now that if we want wheat crop, then we will get in next session or in next year, not this year. We cannot get that extra wheat from farmer side, because whatever he has grown, that is fixed. He cannot increase the quantity of the commodity, either the price is high or low. So I hope you understood vertical supply curve, where supply is fixed, there is no change in the supply with respect to the price, and they are not following that law of supply. That's why it is exceptional case for the law of supply. So now we are going to discuss the next topic, or the last topic of this chapter, that is movement along supply curve. So we have discussed in law of demand also that movement means price and quantity relationship of the commodity is known as movement. So while other factors remain constant, only that price and supply are having direct proportionate or directly ratio with the price and supply is there. So we are having movement in the supply curve. So indirectly we can say that due to change in the price of the commodity, whatever the change in that in the supply curve of a commodity is known as movement, and it may be upward movement or it may be downward movement. So that we'll discuss afterwards. Let us go through first that statement. So when quantity supply of a commodity rises due to a rise in the own price of its commodity, is known as expansion of supply. So that upward movement of that supply curve is known as expansion. So remember, in demand, expansion was downward movement, and here in supply, expansion is upward movement. Why? Because that was negatively sloped and it is positively sloped. So in opposite of this one, when that quantity supplied of a commodity falls due to fall in its own price. So if the price of the commodity is falling, producers are not willing to supply in the market. That's why the supply will fall down and it comes downside. So in demand, that contraction was there upside, and here contraction is there downside. So this is the change from demand and supply. So let us go through that demand curve. You will understand. So suppose that this P1 and P2, P3. So suppose previous price is P1, it is rupees 30. Then P1 is rupees 40 and P3 is rupees 60. And this quantity Q3 is 30, 40 and 50. So Q3 is, so like that. So we can see, so that lower the price, lower the supply, higher the price, higher the supply, and more high than more high. So on 30 rupees, that quantity supplied is 30, 40 rupees 40, and 60 rupees 60. So what does it mean? It means that as well as the price is increasing, that supply of the commodity is increasing. So while price will increase, supply will move upwards, and it is known as extension or expansion of supply curve. While price will come from 60 to 40 or 40 to 30, then supply will also come 40 to 30. That is known as contraction. So clear? Contraction, expansion. Let me clear again. While demand curve is going upside, that is expansion. Suppose here was rupees 30, here 60, and here we can take 10. So while price increase from 30 to rupees 60, so here we can take 10, 30 and 60, like that same we can take. So when the price increase from rupees 30 to 60, the quantity supply also increase from 30 to 60. So this is expansion in supply curve. Expansion means increment in supply curve due to price, because according to law of supply, that quantity supplied increases as well as the price of the commodity increases. While price fell down from 30 to rupees 10, then quantity also fell down from 30 to 10. So what is this? This is known as contraction of supply curve. According to law of supply, if that price of commodity falls, then supply of the commodity also falls. So due to change in price, while other factors remain constant, upwards movement of that supply curve is known as expansion of supply, and downwards movement of that supply curve is known as contraction of supply. So I hope you understood. Due to price while other factors remain same. So that is known as change in quantity supplied. Means quantity change due to price of its own. That is known as change in quantity supplied. So we'll discuss another topic, means shift in supply curve, in the next module. So till then, have a nice day. If you have not understood any topic, then you can write me in comment section. I will add that particular topic in next video. So till then, stay home, stay safe, and all the best.